kind of did an analysis of my life, mentally and physically super, super unhealthy. And I was like, well, the only reason I'm at this place right now is because of me. Like, this is my fault in reality. I think for a while, I had a victim mentality where I was like, oh, it's that person's fault, or it's this person's fault, or it's because I went through this. I never really took full ownership for what I was going through. So at this point, I took ownership and said, I need to do something. I need to take a step in the right direction. And for me, that the first step was to get control of my health again.
Welcome to another episode of 80/20. Today, Shanina and I have a fabulous guest with us. It's Mari Llewellyn from Bloom Nutrition. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Now, this is not your first time in a podcast studio, is it? Because you have your own.
Yeah, I have my own studio.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I launched the podcast in January.
Congrats.
Thank you. I'm coming up on, I think, 50 episodes.
Wow. Since January?
Yeah.
Do you just podcast full time?
No, that's the thing with podcasting. Like, it really does take over your life.
Yeah.
But I also
We've
have,
noticed.
Right.
But we love it.
As you probably noticed, I do have my own company, Bloom, which is my main job.
Wait, you have a job as well?
I have a real job.
You're like Superwoman.
Well, I have a team and they're amazing. I would say the biggest thing about the podcast is I've just learned so much.
Yeah.
And I've just become so obsessed with it. It really is a cool space because I
really
feel like
is.
social media now is so fast. Everything's like really quick. And podcasts are really the long form conversation that we're all having.
Yeah, it's
right
like the
now.
only time in my day I don't have severe ADD.
There we go.
Yeah.
Also, I've switched music to podcasts as well. And
Yes.
I feel like podcasts in general, just seeing the person and being your authentic self, it's like you can't really like switch up anything you say on a podcast, correct? It's
Totally.
like, you know,
And you gain so much. It's like adding value.
it's very therapeutic.
And you actually remember everything. Like, I feel
Yes.
like on TikTok, I couldn't tell you what I just consumed for the past 20 minutes.
No, because you've seen 200 different videos.
Right.
In the last 20
And my
minutes, yeah.
brain is fried. But after a podcast, I walk away. And even if I just took one thing, I'm like, oh, wow, that really improved my life. Like, I'm going to change how I'm doing X thing. So,
Yeah. And so what's the name of your podcast?
Pursuit of Wellness.
Pursuit of Wellness.
I'm very excited to have you guys on.
We can't wait. And so you've had a lot of interesting guests in 50 episodes, haven't you? Who have been some of the highlights for you?
Surprisingly, just people I didn't expect. I had someone named Dr. Mindy Pells come on, and she is a hormone expert and talks about fasting and hormones. And that episode was mind-blowing. She actually went through my personal hormone tests live time with me.
Wow.
So it was a very like personal episode because what she was telling me was kind of like shocking to me, but it also put me on a path of healing, which I've been on since.
Amazing.
And I found that my listeners really responded to that one well. I had Paul Saladino on, who is known as the carnivore MD. He only eats meat.
Oh, yes, I've seen him.
Meat, dairy, and fruit. So that was a very specific niche interview. I learned a lot. It did cause a lot of controversy.
I can imagine.
So that was a very interesting one. And then one of my favorite guests is my best friend Fee. She comes on pretty frequently and we just have girl chats and I love it.
I love that.
We were thinking about doing that too, talking about like dates and dating.
Yes.
And real girl chat on a couch for the podcast. I think we should do it.
Yeah, I think we
Totally.
should too. Because you end up doing that, don't you? Like when you sit down on the podcast chair, it's like the chair of truth.
Chair of truth.
The chair of truth. You just sit there and then it all just comes out and then you think about it later on. Usually at 3 a.m. I'm like, oh God, everyone's going to know.
Why did I say that?
Yeah.
But it's good because there's no phone. Everyone's focused.
Yeah.
You're really in the zone. And I feel like it's very rare to have a conversation like that.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
I'm interested in your conversation about hormones. So what was the truth with that? If you want to talk about it.
So after talking to Dr. Mindy, I had been struggling, and I'm still somewhat struggling with acne, overall really bad anxiety, just feeling completely out of whack. I came off birth control after 9 years
I
of
just
my
did that.
life. Right?
Yeah, it's a ride, isn't it?
It's a ride that you do not expect.
Yeah.
I came off spironolactone, which I know a lot of people take for skin.
I also took that.
Right. So
Girl,
these are
we need
things
to chat.
I know. These are things that so many of us women are taking for years and years and years without thinking about it. I came off of it. My skin exploded. I didn't get my period back for over a year.
Wow.
I'm 29 years old. I want to have kids. All of a sudden, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, am I fertile? I had all these questions. And she sat down with my results and showed me that I basically had no progesterone, no estrogen. My testosterone was high. My cortisol was basically burnt out because I had been frying my cortisol. She said I'd been at a stressed level for so long that I was no longer producing the cortisol I needed. So everything was messed up.
Yep.
And that conversation was a kickstart for me to see a naturopath, to really change the way I was doing my life. I'm still I consider myself like a pretty high-strung person. I stay busy all the time. I do run a business. It's stressful, but I like staying busy. But I've definitely like applied her advice to my life and tried to balance things out, because stress really is, I think, the core of all of these issues.
Yeah, it would
Huge
kill you.
factor.
Massive.
Yeah, wow. That's really interesting that you mentioned progesterone and estrogen and high cortisol levels. I actually was diagnosed with a brain tumor at 23.
Wow.
And not trying to scare you, not saying you have a brain tumor, but you by all means go get a full panel if you don't see things improve, because that's what it led back to there for me. And I was put on birth control to manage that.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you find out that you had that?
Crazy story, an OBGYN with a really long camera. Just kidding. It was a blood it was a blood test.
Dark humor Australia.
Yeah. No, so I went to see about 10 different men, and then finally found a really great female OBGYN who took me seriously and didn't just tell me I was too skinny and I should eat more. And she did a full panel and found that my prolactin levels were off the charts. And that's when she said to me, you should go get an MRI. You might have a pinhead-sized brain tumor. Fast forward, get the test results. There's a golf ball in my head.
Wow.
I'd started to go blind in one eye. I'd started to lose my balance. It was pretty dire.
Was it on the pituitary gland?
Yes. Yeah.
I have a family member that has had that and has
common.
the same symptoms.
Yeah. And I had acne. I'd lost my period. Didn't get that for a year.
I wonder why it's so common, because we know somebody that's dealing with it or could have had it.
Yeah, I know 3 or 4 people.
I actually just had my brain scanned and I didn't see anything, so that's good.
Then you're good. Yes. Knock on wood.
Okay. Wow, that's so interesting that you say that.
Yeah.
And very eye-opening, because my family member has been having like a balance issue and we just found out about the growth. So, wow.
Yes.
I wonder why that is so common.
They don't.
We might have to bring another guest on, and
We need a pituitary gland specialist.
I think we should get somebody, because to be honest, when I went through my diagnosis, it was a long time ago. We're talking, 15, 16 years. How old am I? I can't do math, but something like that. We'll call it 15 years. And at the time I asked the question, I actually remember, because I was a bit of a naughty teenager, I remember sitting in my endocrinologist's office saying, was it because I took ecstasy when I was 14? And I'm like crying, and she's I saw her giggle behind the desk. She's like, no. So
I shouldn't laugh at you, but I am.
well,
I'm sorry.
I'm an open book, as you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently it wasn't because I took pills. It was, something else.
Yeah.
But no, she couldn't give me an answer. I guess she told me at the time I was just lucky.
I mean, something that a lot of the people on my show bring up is just the amount of toxins we have in today's society. I mean, it's somewhat unavoidable, you know, whether food, water, plastic,
BPA.
EMF, BPA.
Yeah.
I just had Darren Olin on the show and he was talking about that, and it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
The amount of toxins we're exposed to every day. I mean, it could be anything.
I mean, even scented candles. Do they really want to ruin our lives that much?
know.
Because
Guys, I can't do the scented. I get a headache the second I'm around one.
do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
The girls in my office all have those giant pumpkin candles, and I'm like, guys,
Yeah, because they're amazing.
you're gonna die.
I don't like the real intense.
No.
I like the natural scented ones, but still, that's even you have to have like soy
I guess there's like,
candles?
with the even the wick itself has to be a certain material.
Yeah. Apparently they're all bad. I mean, I was the kid that used to stand behind buses because I like the smell of the fumes. So I think that's probably the explanation for
At the
my
gas
brain tumor, to be honest. Yeah, just like breathing
Little
it in.
bus gas.
Yeah, I'm painting my house right now. I'm like,
Oh my God. I know what you mean. The gas smell kind of is a vibe, I will say.
it is a vibe.
Yeah.
Maybe they should make a candle that smells like gas. just for
bus
us.
gas.
Yes.
Just gas.
So I want to talk a little bit more about your podcast. Who are your controversial guests? Because you've had a couple.
Liver King was probably my first big controversial guest. He had just had a scandal about his steroid use come out. Someone leaked emails between him and his coach regarding PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. And I think the problem was he was promoting a lifestyle where he was eating meat, organs, kind of living like a caveman lifestyle.
Yeah, it's his whole brand.
Weightlifting, outdoors. And when this came out, people were accusing him of promoting a lifestyle when he was actually doing something else.
Wow.
And I think, so I was technically, I think, one of the first women to interview him after the scandal.
Interesting.
And it was really, really scary because I knew I would have to bring it up to his face, first of all.
Yeah.
And say,
And he's very big.
he's large.
Yeah.
And it was one of my first interviews. I wasn't used to podcasting yet. So, but it was a massive opportunity. And I also am not the kind of person who believes we should silence people who are in a controversy or being cancelled. I think everyone has a story. And whether or not I agree with that person doesn't mean I will or will not bring them on the show. I've had people on my show that I agree with. I've had people on my show that I don't agree with. I think it's just good to open the conversation and hear new perspectives. So bringing him on was an amazing experience. He showed up at the studio with 10 people.
Really?
He had a full headdress on.
He's got a liver entourage.
A liver entourage. A liver gang.
A liver gang.
His chef showed up first.
Chef.
Wait, he has a chef? How hard is it to cook a steak?
Chef Lionel. He prepared our charcuterie board of raw meat that I was going to try on the mic. So I ate raw liver. I ate raw testicle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I ate raw bone marrow. I kind of knew it was going to happen because he does this with everyone. But I had so much adrenaline.
This sounds like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
I just blacked out and went, whoop, just ate all of it.
What did it taste like?
Raw meat.
What does that do?
Liver has like a very irony taste, like blood.
Okay.
Testicle tastes like, have you ever had conch?
If you said, have you tried testicle before? I was gonna be like, no,
How
never.
far into this podcast are we?
You know what's funny?
Never have, actually.
My husband was on the show with me that day and he ate the testicle and Liver King said, oh, that's probably not your first one, is it? And I was like, oh my God, Liver King is roasting.
It's been 10.
Liver King is savage.
The testicle tasted like ceviche,
I'm sure it did.
like conch. You know what I mean? And then the
so
bone.
they have a fish.
No. No,
Okay.
it was just the consistency.
Okay.
Oh.
It didn't have much of a taste.
So
I'm
it's
sure.
like sushi.
Kind like yeah.
I
And then the
guess.
bone marrow was honestly the most disgusting of the
Really?
Yeah, I was
Like
like,
jelly?
wax. I didn't like the vibes. Didn't like the vibes. But anyway, after getting into it with Liver King and bringing up the steroid use, talking about the scandal, hearing his story, he actually has a fantastic message, a great story. He has been through a lot in his life and he got really vulnerable with me, which is insane because he's this giant man in a headdress in front of me, talking about his experiences in life, the way he was raised, bullying. And I think it really just like humanized him and for people. And I'm really glad I had that conversation. It's
to see him.
Yeah.
Rather than what he's, promoting. And
Totally.
What he's doing, really.
totally. And
To understand why.
I definitely got a lot of feedback on it, which I knew would happen. And it was, I think when you have a podcast, you kind of need to accept that side of it because it's the first time someone is listening to you for an hour plus, they hear your opinions, they get to really know you, and the internet is crazy. I mean, if something goes viral, which I think that video did, it had like millions of views, people are going to disagree with you.
Do you get attacked?
Yeah, I would say so here and there. I've gotten way better at not reading the comments.
Yeah, I was about to say, how do you deal with it? And like mentally, how do you deal with it?
At first I was like, oh shit, like this is scary. I'm nervous to keep doing this. But honestly, I would rather live more authentically and do something that I love doing and actually say how I feel than just continuing to have this Instagram brand where I just post wellness tips and cute photos. I think the podcast is actually me. And yes, it does encourage more feedback, but at the same time, I also get more real positive feedback from people who actually know me. So to me, it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. We feel exactly the same way, which is why one of the major reasons we wanted to launch this, because especially with what Shanina does, you know, people know what she looks like. They know a little bit of her personality, but I feel like only a fraction of you comes across on your Instagram.
Yeah, it's so much you can say through a picture, really.
Exactly.
And time and schedule. And I try to, and I think that's why I do 80-20. It's like keeping a balance in my life, like keeping it positive, tried to find a scale with work and not overworking. But definitely just personality, but again, helping, like seeing the other side of things, or, you know, having guests on, and like I learned so much, and having the options.
Non-stop.
Where we think there's so many doctors, so many different types of therapists, whatever it may be, like nutritionists, there's so many options, and everyone lives life differently, and they should hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, and isn't it nice to have a platform where you can actually know that despite the criticism you might get from a small group of people, like somebody could get something life-changing out of that.
100%.
Like there could be someone young who's listening to Liver King who gets bullied to shit at school and sees this guy who, you know, controversy or no controversy, has gone on to build this amazing brand and thinks, wow, if he can do it, maybe I can too.
Totally. And his story was pretty moving, and I think people didn't expect to relate to him, and they did. And I kind of took that away from that episode and applied it to everything else I do. And I think it makes it so worthwhile to have someone come up to you or message you and say, that episode changed the way I'm doing things or the way I'm thinking about things, or it really pushed me in the right direction. That makes it so worth it.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
I love it. Now I want to talk about your other baby, Bloom Nutrition. I mean, it's not really a baby. It's a huge company now.
Still my baby though, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you've got such a huge following with that brand. Tell us a little bit about it and how you started it.
So it really started with my own personal fitness journey. In 2017, I was pretty much at the lowest point of my entire life. I called it like rock bottom. I was diagnosed with BPD, which is borderline personality disorder. I was on a number of medications. I had gained like 60 pounds, mentally and physically super unhealthy. I was in my final semester of college. I had to drop out because I just had such a lack of reality that I wasn't able to apply myself to school. I had no friends. My relationship was over at that point. Really just the lowest version of me. And I had no plans for a career, my degree, everything was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
And I moved back home. And
Where's home?
Scarsdale, New York at the time. Yeah, I grew up outside the city.
Amazing.
From the UK originally though.
Yeah.
Can hear the British.
Hence the voice.
Yeah.
And kind of did an analysis of my life, and I was like, well, okay. The only reason I'm at this place right now is because of me. Like, this is my fault in reality. I think for a while I had a victim mentality where I was like, oh, it's that person's fault, or it's this person's fault, or it's because I went through this. I never really took full ownership for what I was going through. So at this point I took ownership and said, I need to do something. I need to take a step in the right direction. And for me, that the first step was to get control of my health again. And my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, Greg, is a bodybuilder. Hi, Greg. He's a bodybuilder. He's been bodybuilding since middle school. It's like his passion. And I said, you know, I want to get healthy. Can you help me? So I basically started copying him, exactly what he ate, So my very first like healthy meal I ever made was like 6 eggs, bowl of oatmeal, blueberry, like
Oh my God.
like a giant bodybuilder meal, which was better than what I was eating before. Before I was eating like muffins and coffee and like going crazy.
Spiking your sugar nonstop.
Totally, which is
Yeah.
horrible if you have a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sugar, you're feeding it.
Totally. So I replaced it with a bodybuilder meal, and I remember FaceTiming him and being like, "Oh my God, look at my healthy meal." And he was like, "Girl, love it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can tone it back just a little bit." And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool. I'm not 250-pound bodybuilder. Makes sense." But anyway, from there, I really tailored what I was eating to fit me the best. And I really found I responded well to a higher fat diet because it was great for my brain. So I was having salmon, olive oil, avocados, and it was making me feel, it was putting me at a place where I could improve, I guess. Like my blood sugar levels were way more even. I could think clearly. I felt like my depression wasn't as bad. It put me in a good place to continue this path I was on. Eventually got myself in the gym, started weightlifting. Long story short, over 9 months, I lost 90 pounds.
Whoa.
So I had a big weight loss journey.
Wow. In 9 months. That is amazing.
And I will say I fully committed to this lifestyle. Like I didn't have school at the time. I did end up going back to school and getting my degree.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Good job.
Got a job at Orange Theory Fitness where I'd wake up at 3 a.m, work the front desk.
6 a.m. class.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Getting ready for that 6 a.m. class. Fitness really like taught me how to have a work ethic and how to push through. And I was very private during this journey. I didn't post on social media. It was a very like, it was for me. It wasn't for anyone else. But towards the end of the journey of that year in November of 2017, I had this before and after photo that I was really proud of. I showed Greg and he was like, "Oh, you should post this." And I was like, "I know, I'm nervous. I don't want my 900 followers to see it. What's going to happen?" And I ended up posting it and it blew up. It got a lot of attention from like other fitness pages. People were reposting it. It was the time of Instagram where you could like grow organically and people like paid attention.
Yeah.
It's not really like that anymore.
Yeah.
And from there, we very organically had requests for products like workout guides, fitness plans. So that was my first ever product, was a PDF workout guide that I sold for $5.
Wow.
I would manually email it to people and they would PayPal me. So all day, I would just be selling my guide all day.
Wow. So you didn't even ask for this business. It just sort of fell in your lap.
It kind of fell in my lap, and I never would have said that I would be a business owner, but it truly, because it came from such a personal place, I was so passionate about it. And Greg is very, very entrepreneurial, always has been. So we teamed up together right away because I'm very creative. I love content. I love community. I love branding. He's super into marketing. He loves the numbers, loves business. And together we were just kind of like the perfect team.
Yeah, you made it happen. Like the heart that comes together.
Totally.
Yeah.
The synergy was there and it just kind of was the perfect storm. And then during that time, I couldn't find supplements that I felt were perfect for me. I wanted something that tasted good, but had good ingredients, wasn't triggering my anxiety. So I wanted like a pre-workout that wasn't crazy, full of caffeine. And that's when we started sampling for Bloom. We launched in January of 2019 with 3 pre-workout flavors. We did everything ourselves. So I designed the labels, the website, the social media. We did customer service. We did everything.
Wow, you bootstrapped it.
We're still bootstrapped. We never took investors or loans.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Good
For a
job.
company of
Thank
your
you.
size, that's incredible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like I'm just
Yes, it
seeing
is.
the hard work and the sleepless nights.
I
and
know. No, we literally locked ourselves in a house for like 3 years and just worked. And it's been an amazing journey and so fulfilling, but the hardest thing I've ever done for sure. So anyway, pre-workout sold out. We just kept making products, kept growing, hired a couple people here and there. And then right before COVID, we launched our greens, which is what we're most well known for. I wanted the greens. I wanted an all-in-one supplement with like fruits, veggies, probiotics for gut health that tasted really good.
Yeah.
I think because I found it so beneficial and I was posting about it all the time, it just blew up.
Yeah.
Kept selling out.
Most of them taste like grass. So,
I sure do.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard them called like the bottom of a lawnmower before.
Yeah,
Yes.
that or it's like horse
I've
chaff.
had that. I've had a bottom of a lawnmower. I've definitely
And what did it
had-
taste like, Shanina?
It tasted like lawn.
Lawn. So the goal was to not taste like lawn. So that was kind of our thing, to make greens taste really good and make it easy. And so, now we have coconut, citrus, berry, strawberry, kiwi.
Yummy.
We're kind of known for, I know I brought you guys some. They're in the goodie bags.
Thank you.
And from there, it's kind of been, that's history. Now we have close to 70 employees. We're in Target, we're in Walmart, we're on Amazon. It's been wild.
70 employees.
Yeah.
And you started the business in 2019?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
That is in 4 years. That is unbelievable.
It's been crazy.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah, same.
I want to be like you guys.
This is very expansive. Thank you.
And 90% of them are women, and they're all under the age of 30,
Oh, good job. Wow.
which is crazy. Because in this industry now, you have to be. Like, I really feel like the way business is done now is so different. You have to understand TikTok. You have to be ready to pivot. You have to be quick. And it's been incredible to also watch our team members come in as interns, and now they're leading our entire influencer program.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story.
The
It's
young
really
kids
cool.
really know
Success
what's up.
They know what's up. They're way cooler than me. They tell me what to wear, actually.
I love
Really?
that.
What do you have to wear?
Like,
I'm so interested though.
Yeah.
one of the girls.
What am I doing? What am I wearing? That's what I'm saying.
One of you guys look great.
Thanks.
One of the
you.
girls, she made me like a mood board and put links to everything. Actually, this is from her mood board.
No
And
way.
She was like, I think you should buy these things and wear them. And I said, yeah, I'll do it.
That's
so you have a little
easy.
stylist in there too.
They are so trendy. It's crazy.
That is so cool.
That is cool.
I mean, you have a lot of followers on Instagram. I've seen your Instagram page. You've got how many?
1.6.
1.6 million. And did that mainly come from that initial photo, or did you grow?
Yeah, a lot of them came from that photo,
Yeah.
and then they kind of slowly grew over time. To be transparent, like that, I mean, it helps so much with growing the business.
Yeah.
Like all of the customers came from my following. Now we're at the point where I feel like a lot of people know Bloom and don't know me, which was the
Yeah.
goal. Like, we don't ever want to create a business that's solely reliant on me.
Right.
And we have such a big influencer program now, and so many people talk about the brand that I'm like not as relevant anymore, which is great.
Yeah.
And it's not really my goal anymore to grow the following.
Right.
It used to be, and it used to be very important to the business. Now I have a different relationship with social media. Like, I kind of lean into the podcast more than the Instagram, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It doesn't bring me as much joy.
I think so too. Even for me, where my job is to be on social media, there's a fear behind it. And I think we spoke about this before. It's like the anxiety or fear of the judgment that you're about to get. And I do love Instagram. And I do love the way I can connect and keep up with my friends and what they're doing. But then the mental issue of like algorithm and people not liking it, and people are like, no, but I do love your photo and I'm just too busy, or I haven't even noticed it because the algorithm is not showing me your picture or whatever. And it's just like, it's a tumbleweed of effect, you know, and just feelings. And I like the aspect of a podcast as well, where I'm just getting in contact with the real person and having real conversations.
Yeah. Not worrying about the numbers so much.
Totally. I feel like also with the amount of content and the amount of creators now, it's like really overwhelming. And it kind of feels like you're throwing what's the phrase? Like throwing a pebble into the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
It's difficult to understand the impact now. Whereas, as you just said, a conversation like this, I feel it's having more of an impact because it's adding so much value. And I also feel like I'm getting more out of it, and it feels more symbiotic than just like putting up a post, which I still do. Obviously, I do occasionally, but my life is not centered around it the way it used to be.
Yeah, and when I look back at the way social media used to be, I sort of think, God, we were all really wasting our time, weren't we? Just looking at photos of each other. It really has, even though it can be, you know, a bit scarier now because we have to put so much more effort into creating content. There's also so much more value, I feel, that you can get out of it now with the reels and actually hearing people speak and offering advice. And you know, in that way, I think the changes to the algorithm are really positive.
There's something to the build-up of having to create a picture that's not authentic as well.
Yeah,
And I'm
totally.
just seeing like, okay, they've had to put this together, and I appreciate the effort though too. I was like, wow, they look amazing, and wow, the background is amazing, and the setup is really, really cool. But then there's something not the authenticity around it where you can see it's created and it's not natural.
Yep.
And it's a lot of it's a lot of time. It takes away from my day.
Yep.
And one of the things that I want to be focused on.
It's interesting to be with someone who's getting the photo and you see the links that they go to get it, and then you see it on Instagram and you're like, wow, no one would have any idea.
Yeah.
Or you hang out with someone who you know, or even yourself, and you know that person was upset that day and it was a horrible day and X, Y, and Z happened. And then you see the post on Instagram and you're like, oh my God, you would have no idea
Yeah.
that it was a disaster.
I've had situations, like this year, I've been dealing with like postpartum depression and things that I've done for like my personal brand. And I was getting emotional a little bit the other day looking at one of these pictures, and I remember how sad and down I was. And the night before, I was I was crying literally like an hour before the people were coming into my room to shoot. Like,
What was the picture? Just so we all know when we look at your page, we can go, we know she was sad that day.
it was for my beauty brand. I was I didn't know what I was dealing with at the time. It was like postpartum. I was depressed. I was in depression. I wasn't sleeping. My poor little one had an ear infection, and he was with me on the road. And he wasn't sleeping, and I didn't know that. And I was just really, really just physically and emotionally upset and down. And so much was happening in my life. And I look at that picture.
Suck it up.
Suck it up. You wouldn't even know. And I had to put on my brave face. And I just look at that picture and I was like, wow, I love hair and makeup. And I love my team that I'm working with. And I love my friends who was able to come and help me on the day. And but I look at the picture and I was like, wow, I'm really, really proud of myself as well. Like, I don't know if you have those moments. It's just like, wow, I can't believe I did that.
Totally. And when you have people relying on you, you kind of need to. That's the thing about being a business owner or a podcast host or whatever it may be. People are relying on you. They're waiting for you. It doesn't really matter how you feel that day. And that's tough, but I feel like it does also get us through those moments and stops us from self-isolating.
I think you highlight a really important point, which is, this is why we shouldn't compare ourselves to other people's social media content, because everybody looks amazing on social media all the time. Everybody's putting their best foot forward, and quite often it's fake.
Totally. Or even the whole like busy factor. Everyone looks so busy. They're doing this, they're doing this, they're doing this.
Yeah.
You never know what's really happening behind the scenes.
No.
Honestly, I feel like the people who post the least are probably the busiest. You know?
Me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't.
Everyone's like, well, where have you been? Where have you been? What have you been doing? You're
Yeah.
like, I just can't.
I feel like I'm not posting at all right now. It's because I'm renovating a house, moving states, podcasting, and I should be documenting all of it. But sometimes it's really hard to just even think about, oh, I've got to set up the camera over there. Oh, God, do I look good? Well, generally, no. When you're renovating, you don't. So just putting that out there.
And smelling paint fumes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm high from the paint fumes. Exactly. That would make for interesting social media content.
100%. You almost need someone like following you around, but then you don't want that either. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's also a lot of money.
A lot of money, a lot of time.
I appreciate the Instagram husbands and boyfriends, though.
Yeah, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, Greg used to be so much more involved in my content. Now he's not at all.
He doesn't want
I
to.
imagine he's quite busy these days. He's 70 employees.
He's quite busy, and he's CEO, so he really is.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that's a difference.
So I want to talk a lot more about your business because, I mean, you're so young and you're so accomplished that I feel like there's a lot of advice you could give to people out there about who are thinking about starting their own company. First of all, let's talk about what it's like to work with your husband. Mm-hmm. How does that go? Do you think it's, do you guys have challenges at times, or is it overall?
I would say... I love my hesitation. No, it's been really fun. Like at the beginning, it was just us two, and it felt like we were on this adventure, and it was really exciting to share it with someone. I would never want to go through what we've been through alone, because it felt like shared victories, shared losses. I mean, even this week is a perfect example. Like with business, you can have the best day ever, and then the next day you're literally having the worst day ever. It just is such a wild ride. at the beginning, we were together all the time in every meeting together. Now our roles are pretty separate. So we actually go days at work, even in the same office, without seeing each other.
No way. So he's the CEO, and what's your role?
I'm technically president. I was chief brand officer, which I've handed off to someone else now because of the podcast. I have so much more happening.
Yeah.
But I'm still in all the high level branding conversations, still anything creative or event related. He is in every marketing conversation. He really manages the whole team. Everything pretty much goes through Greg.
Do you bring work home?
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard. Like, it's like I don't have children, but it's to us like having a child. Like, you can't go out to dinner and not talk about your team or what's happening with the business.
It's unrealistic.
And when something bad's happening, it just is all consuming, and you do end up talking about it. But we have certain rituals where we put the phone away. We have dinner together pretty much every night. We have Saturday date nights. Like, we really try to make time and make a point of not talking about business too much, but it is a challenge for sure.
It takes up, I'm sure, because it is your baby. It's your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing that you're in the office and you don't even see him.
I know. I have to like schedule a meeting with him if I want to see him.
No way.
And he's booked all day. He's like, I have 15.
So you can't get a meeting.
Great.
What
See
is
you
it?
later.
So what's his name? It's very Grey. What is it? The sexy movie.
Sexy movie. Oh, great. 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Is that what he's like?
She
I was like, Grey's Anatomy? What?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
I was thinking Grey's Anatomy too. I was like, it's not Grey's Anatomy.
It kind of is.
She was scheduling
Sorry,
a
I'm in a
meeting with him
mood
all the
today.
time. We're in a giddy mood today.
I mean, with a baby, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you manage 70 employees? That's a lot of people. And how do you keep 70 people happy?
Yeah, great question. I think having an office environment, so we have our own headquarters now. We used to work out of WeWorks and we were like exploding out of them. So we have our own headquarters in Venice. It's large. We renovated the whole thing. It's very bloom. Like, we have a bio plant wall. There's green and pink. We have phone booths, beautiful cafe, a drink your greens site. Everything's very bloom.
So all of the employees get to consume Bloom products at
Of
work.
course. Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, anyone who comes to the office, we're like, take some Bloom. You know, everyone. And we have free snacks, we have free drinks, we've got a coffee machine. Just like creating an environment that people want to be in.
Yeah, I want to work for you.
Come on by.
I'm going to come by, Bloom.
Please.
I will.
Guys, when we record the episode, you'll come to the studio and you'll see the office.
Yes.
We have a cozy corner. Like, we really create a vibe. They can go sit anywhere and work. So we really create a friendly environment. Greg and I are there every single day. We love sitting down with them and talking to them. We encourage them to grow within the company. We encourage creativity. Everyone kind of has their hands in everything, even as we've gotten bigger. So, for example, we had a photo shoot this past week with an influencer. She's doing a collab product with us. Everyone's at the shoot. She comes by the office. We do a lot of events. We bring food trucks to the office. We try and keep it fun. And yeah, it's been incredible. I mean, shout out to Greg. He really is such a fantastic leader. Like, I have watched him grow into this incredible CEO, and he gives beautiful motivational speeches. He's hilarious, very charismatic. And yeah, we have leaders within the team who manage. So it's been pretty cool.
Is he still a bodybuilder?
Yes.
Really?
Pretty much. I mean, he's crazy. He's very into rucking now. Do you know what that is?
No.
Explain rocking.
Okay, it's the new vibe. It's the new thing. It's the new way.
There's so much lingo that I just don't know.
So you wear a weighted backpack.
Okay.
He puts like 75 pounds in the backpack.
What?
Yeah, and then you walk up hills
I do that, actually. I do.
with the
Yeah,
baby.
it's called a
The
child.
baby.
Yeah,
I
mums
don't
have been
know.
rucking since day one.
I'm
I
not a
don't-
rocket. He's 26 pounds.
Perfect.
Greg and I have something in common.
Yeah, you're a bodybuilder too. It's perfect.
Yeah, add that to your Instagram bio.
I'm going to do it tonight.
Rucker.
Rucker.
Mother rucker.
Mother rucker.
Wait, that's kind of perfect for you.
You're a mother rucker.
I'm a mother rocker.
I love
Wow.
that. No, but that's his new thing. He's crazy. He's addicted to exercise. Like, he just loves it. I think it's how he gets. If you meet Greg, he's incredibly energetic.
Happy endorphins.
Totally. So we both love weightlifting, but he definitely has taken it to another level.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
We love it.
What about you? Between the podcast and working, do you get time?
Yeah. So we both wake up. He wakes up at 5. I wake up at 5:30.
God.
So we can. She goes.
But I'm a mum, I guess I do
Shanina's
anyway.
like-
I wake up at 5 today. I'm like, that doesn't usually happen.
It's not by
guys,
choice.
And I'm not okay today.
No, I get it, but it does allow like to fit in whatever you want to fit in before the workday. So
Absolutely.
I either go weightlift or do Pilates or a home workout or something. Mostly I weightlift. I weightlift probably like 3 to 4 days a week.
Wow.
Pilates, yeah, I need to work out. It's for my mental health, it's so important.
Yeah.
And then I have a whole breakfast routine. I have a whole supplement routine.
What is your, I don't like to say diet. What is your food routine?
Yeah, totally. So I eat kind of weird. I will say that right now.
Love it.
I've gone through different phases and I love nutrition. Like I'm obsessed with ingredients. I really like nourishing my body. Like I really enjoy it and I like cooking. Lately, I think due to all of the podcasts I've been doing, I eat a lot of protein. So
Yeah.
meat all day.
Yeah.
I
Me
also,
too.
do you as well? Okay.
Yeah, big carnivore over here.
Okay, great. Because
Yeah.
sometimes people don't like it. But
Yeah.
we order our meat from ranches. So we'll actually order from like White Oak Pastures, which is a ranch. I forget what state it's in, but they keep the animals on giant fields. Like they're really well kept, fed really well. It's not, like manufactured farmed meat. We're really careful about where we order our meat from. So for breakfast, I'll do like sausage, turkey bacon, a couple strawberries. For lunch, I'll do like steak and carrots or sometimes chicken with like beets. And then for dinner, we have steak like every day.
Wow, that's a lot of meat.
Yeah, it's a lot
That's
of
even
meat.
more than me, and I eat a lot of meat.
And then I do Hue chocolate.
Obsessed.
yeah.
Hue chocolate is, I can't.
She has a lot of Hue chocolate.
Yeah, all day.
Guys, I'm eating like a
Chowing
whole bar
Yeah,
at
it's bad.
night.
That's
Yeah.
yummy. Is it dark chocolate?
Yeah.
Okay.
The salty one.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
I'm
I
worse.
think it's supposed to be no.
I go the cashew butter one.
Oh, that one's good.
so
I used to just do half a bar and now I'm on the full bar.
Yeah. Same.
It's the
I
sugar.
can't stop.
Yeah.
It's addictive. I don't know what's in there. It's so.
I also just have to have chocolate at night. Like last night
Yeah.
I went to Erewhon because I was running around like crazy. And I was like, oh, I'll just duck in there and, go to the food bar and get some food. $500 later. No, I'm joking. $30. Still a lot
It's
of money.
yeah.
Yeah. And I got some of their keto raw chocolate mousse.
Oh, it's good.
I took one spoonful and I thought, I'll just have one. And the traffic lights, the whole thing's
It's
gone.
so
It's so
I'm-
addicting.
I don't just when I see like the keto, I don't do it. I was
Really?
like, give it because I'm like, if I want the chocolate, I'm just gonna have the dairy milk chocolate. I'm not gonna get the keto version.
Which I get.
Yeah.
I feel like
but
if
I'll
you're
just
gonna-
like have a piece or something, and then I'm good.
which I get. And I feel like also you guys are Australian. I'm from the UK. We had such good chocolate growing up.
So bomb. Lint.
I think the produce as well is kind of for me eating here, like eating in the US. I was talking about this with my nanny because my little one's really enjoying trying to do like toast. But the bread here is really, really bad. It doesn't like pass certain tests as well. It's really, really bad. And I just don't.
It never spoils.
It never spoils. It's really bad. I don't eat any of that.
You know the bread that's really good? You should try it. The bread
Ezekiel
from
bread?
that's great, and also the bread that you can buy through Methodology.
Okay.
That food service is really, really good.
Oh.
Really good
There's
keto bread.
Milk here, absolutely not.
Trash.
I won't have it.
Unless I own my own cow, I will not.
No, a lot of the stuff I buy, like I go to the farmer's market. My fridge is like just farmer's market, and then obviously for like bits and pieces for cooking, if I forget things, whatever it is, I'll like go to Sprouts or something like this. But no, won't have bread here. Won't have the milk. Anything like fast food.
No, it's crazy.
I'm like go past Jack in the Box every day. I'm like I
Never.
couldn't pay me.
Have to be super drunk.
Not even super drunk.
We'd have to be super in the 20.
Well, I haven't even like had any of it. That's the thing because I don't even know what it tastes like. I've had Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A's great.
I love Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A slaps.
Yeah,
If I'm gonna get fast food, it would be that.
But also, thank God they're not open on Sundays because otherwise, every single Sunday,
I was talking about that the other day. Yeah, 100%.
Thanks for doing us a favor. You know what, though? They would probably increase their profits by about 50% if they were open on Sundays.
That's what my husband said, but I said no. It's part of the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you want it more.
It does.
Michael, do you drink at all?
I have probably 1 to 2 glasses of wine a week.
Okay.
And I save it for the weekend. I love wine.
Yeah.
Love, love, love wine. But I
Yeah.
do not do well with alcohol, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
we don't either.
None of us do, really.
but we still love it. I'm sponsored by a tequila company. so
Go, girl.
just
Wait, which one?
Don Julio.
Oh,
I
yes.
have,
the best.
I have a tequila bar at my house.
Yeah.
Slay.
But I don't drink at home at all.
Really?
For years and years and years.
What are your
can't say
favorite?
something.
What are your favorite cocktails?
Tequila, ice, and lime.
Slay.
Hold on. I don't think that's true. Your favorite cocktail?
Espresso martini with
Thank
tequila.
you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Could you forget that?
Espresso martini with tequila.
And a good old spicy marg.
I
Yeah.
love a
I've
spicy
partied with her
marg.
enough to know to call her bullshit on that.
You're like, no, it's not.
It's definitely
I
espresso
love a
martini.
spicy marg.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great.
Greg is a huge mezcal guy.
Oh wow.
Loves
it.
mezcal. Yeah, tequila's really good. And
But I
feel
love
like
wine. Have you tried
Love.
orange wine?
Oh yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
Skin contact.
Yeah.
You know, I used to think that meant people squished it with their feet.
What?
I used to think skin because they call orange wine skin contact.
Yes, yes.
Because I guess they leave the skin of the grape in with the
thought
process.
they were doing
No. I thought some human skin was involved. I thought they were like squishing it.
I'd never heard of this skin contact thing to do with orange wine. So
yeah.
my brain went immediately there. I'm like, skin contact?
Did you think the same thing?
Gross. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm not like a cool wine person, so I didn't know that. But.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Now I'm into Dry Farm Wines.
What is that?
It's a company that basically vets every single wine that they sell. They're all from Europe because Europe is doing it better in terms
Yeah.
of wine production. Sorry.
Yeah. And food.
Yikes.
Yeah.
And everything. No sulfates, no sugar. Like the cleanest wine possible. And it tastes amazing.
Do you know, fun fact, you are not supposed to get hungover from wine.
Really?
Dude.
A good wine, yes, that's probably what's going to happen with
Yes.
the European wines. You don't get hangovers from wine.
That's
What
why
about
we
champagne? Because I was pretty rough
But
on
wine, like
Saturday.
anytime you drink wine, you shouldn't have a hangover.
Is it the sugar content?
I think
Because
the sulfates as well.
we woke up on Saturday, we drank some champagne on Friday night, and it was delicious champagne.
At a Beyonce concert.
yeah. And
might as you have to.
I mean, we thought so
You could
too.
not.
Yeah, and we also smashed a burger and a hot dog and a lot of cheese
Delish.
fries.
It's our 20.
Yeah. But yeah, we both woke up on Saturday morning and called each other and was like, oh God, paying for it.
Well, I feel like everyone says they feel so much better in Italy or France when they travel and they drink. And I think that's why. There's also a process they do in America with wine. I'm going to probably say this incorrectly, so someone will correct me. But with the yeast, they actually use a artificial yeast to eat the sugar of the wine, and they cut it off early so that there's more sugar in wine here because the American consumer wants that sweet taste.
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't either. And in Europe, they use natural yeast, which kills off all the sugar. So you actually end up consuming less sugar. I don't know. But either way, I like it really dry and crisp and
dry, crisp
not
wine.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. So basically, moral of the story is drink European wine,
Yeah.
fine,
An Australian wine.
and an Australian wine,
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
And what was it? Dry farm wine?
Yeah, Dry Farm Wines.
Jump.
Not sponsored.
Dry farm
But maybe we
wine.
should be.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, they're a fantastic brand. I talk about them all the time. I'm not sponsored by them, but
You will be, probably.
Yeah.
I buy boxes of their wine. I really like it.
Wow.
Wow, amazing.
And then Bloom comes into breakfast and lunch and dinner.
Bloom, I have my greens in the morning for sure.
Yeah.
If I'm on vacation, maybe twice, like before I go out for dinner as well.
Really?
Because I feel like it helps with the hangover, and then it definitely helps with digestion if I'm eating things I'm not used to.
Yeah, because like when you travel, that's often a side effect. Not to get too specific, but I mean, you get out of whack, don't you?
Totally.
Yeah.
Greens on the plane, great idea.
Yeah,
That is a great idea.
We have travel stick packs now, which are perfect for that.
amazing.
Yeah, greens all day.
So
Yeah.
I feel like they give you food that's full of sodium and also things that just kind of like stick to your gut.
On the plane?
Yes. That's what you do and you fly so much. It was really like unhealthy for me, for my gut. Just-
Yeah. I'm crazy. I bring food on the plane in like a Tupperware. Like
too.
I do that too.
Okay.
Yes. No, I took it one step further. I was telling Shanina this. I bought this thing on Amazon, which is the best $30
Oh my
I've
God,
ever
it's so
spent. Called a hot box. And no, it's not sitting in a car smoking weed. It's okay. So it's like this little, I can't believe how well it works. It's this little zip up container with a hot plate in it, and you can plug it into the outlet on the plane.
This is not a fire hazard.
No, and you
like
put
battery-packed.
yeah, it's like this hot plate, and you put your food in a Tupperware container. It can be plastic, glass, doesn't matter, and it takes 30 minutes, and it completely heats your food the whole way through.
And they let this on the plane.
Yep, they don't even know what's going on.
She had eggs Benedict.
Yeah, I cooked myself breakfast both in LA and in London, and took it on the plane when I went to Europe recently. Heated up my beautiful breakfast. It was like it was fresh,
No
made
way.
in the kitchen, and everybody was giving me death stares because I had delicious food and they had to eat plain crap.
You got to link this somewhere.
It's $30. I will link this somewhere. I'll probably put it in the show notes or something.
Wow,
So
I
you guys
thought.
can go
Listen,
buy
I
it.
thought I was hacking the system. I'm not.
Yeah,
I've been bringing like a cooler backpack on the plane.
I do too.
Use that one as well. But honestly, I mean, the best thing about this hotbox thing as well is it squashes down to nothing. So you can sort of put it in the side of your bag.
Wow,
Yeah.
genius.
Everybody
I was
needs
gonna ask
one.
them to like microwave my food for me, but Greg told me that's weird, so I never did.
And you shouldn't drink
Yeah.
tea on the plane.
Because of the
I do that.
cups or the tea bags.
No, the
No.
water.
They never clean it.
The water, the pipes are like, it's like eroded water. It's really,
No,
really bad.
I've been drinking mint tea on planes.
Oh, do it too.
It's okay. Well, I found out. I just look it up. You don't drink tea on plane, like hot water.
It's so funny. I just had this conversation
Even with Zai, like when I bring water for him, I try to like, you can't go, well, you can, but
buy it at
I'll
the airport.
buy it at the
Yeah.
airport.
Or you could bring like a cup, like a Stanley cup, and fill it with the water fountain
Yes.
You
In
could
the
heat your
airport.
water in your hot box.
and make tea.
You could literally like pour your Fiji water or whatever into your little glass container and just leave it in your hot box. Then you've got nice hot water.
You
the
could
whole
do so
flight.
much with that hot box.
Everybody needs a
Yeah.
hot box.
I'm like trying to think what else you could do in there.
I feel
Cook a
like
whole meal.
you could.
Yeah.
Could you cook? You can't cook on it, right?
Well, no, you just reheat, but
Mm.
something else. So I get those methodology meals delivered, which I don't know if
I've
you
never heard of that.
Okay,
Actually,
it's a really great food delivery brand. And this is when I love cooking, but this is when I don't have time to cook because they come pre-made. So yeah, this brand sends them out, and they're great. I like them because they're organic. And so I will often take them with me on the road when I travel because I'm a DJ, so I travel for work a lot. And I just shove my little methodology meal in to the hot box, and it comes out hot 30 minutes later.
genius.
Yeah,
It
so I
is
do it.
genius.
I have so many questions about being a DJ.
Ask away. Or do you want to save it for your podcast?
Let's save it for my podcast
Yeah.
because I just need to understand that lifestyle, and also such a flex to be like I'm a DJ. So
Yeah.
I was married to one
what?
once upon a time.
Oh,
as
so
well.
I have okay.
So you have questions.
We
for
have
me too.
so many questions for you guys.
yeah.
Oh my
Love
god,
it.
I can't wait
Yeah. No, that's going to be a great episode, actually.
because I'm like the opposite of that, but I like watch that lifestyle and I'm like,
What could it be like?
yeah, what could it be like?
Who could I be?
Yeah, like I want to ask about the sleep routine.
Oh,
I'll
God.
wait.
Yeah, wait.
You're obsessed with sleep. We were talking about this before we
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
And what's important you think for sleep for you and for your like audience? Do you tell like your customers or audience like I recommend a certain amount of sleep and eat amount of greens, or what's recommendation and what works for you?
Totally. Sleep is crucial for me. I have to have 8 hours plus. Generally, I get exactly 8. I have an Aura ring. I don't have it on right now, but I know I get exactly 8 pretty much every night.
I don't know what that feels like. So
What?
that'll give you a little teaser as to what our episode's going to be like. When we talk about
Really?
DJing, yeah.
You look like you're very well rested.
Concealer. I don't know what to tell you.
Love that.
I went to sleep at 2 a.m. I got up at 7. So
If that were me right now, I would be like twitching and like you would know.
yeah.
My eye twitches when I don't have enough sleep.
Yes.
It's the magnesium as well.
Okay, I'll give you the sleep routine.
Yeah.
Definitely magnesium. So important. I take like 3 magnesium pills.
What kind of magnesium do you take?
Glycinate.
Glycinate.
Yes.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of different types, aren't there?
I think I take both.
Okay.
I don't know. One of them's to make you poop,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
which we love. We love that too.
Yeah.
Flat stomachs all the way.
yeah.
So, okay, I'm usually in bed with my husband by, and this is a little bit crazy, but we're in there by like 8:30 on a good night.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
8:45.
Well, you would have to be if you're getting up at 5:30.
Right.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
is the thing. We do have to be in bed early.
What time do you eat dinner?
I try to eat dinner by like 6.
So we
So
gotta
you're
get you
going-
out of here.
Yeah, you got to eat dinner and
It's
get
fine,
to bed.
guys. This is the exception. No, but
keeping
like
you up late.
I do love an early dinner because I feel like I get to go on a walk afterwards with the dogs. I can digest. I feel so much better than going to bed on a full stomach. And then I have a spare mint tea every night because it's good for testosterone.
No plain water.
No plain water, thank God.
Yeah.
And then head upstairs. We have red light bulbs in our lamps, which are better if you want to have like a vibe going on. No, not so much bright light in the eyes. Better for your cortisol. We both wear blue light glasses. We watch a little bit of Netflix.
You guys are so cute.
No, we're biohackers.
We're literally old people. Like,
Wait, do you put your night guards in? Because I do.
Greg, okay, I don't have night guards, but Greg wears a nose strip and an eye mask.
Hot.
And mouth tape.
Ooh.
Do you guys know about mouth tape?
That sounds okay. So I breathe much better through my nose since I got it surgically fixed, but it's still not perfect. So mouth tape to me, I get anxiety feeling like I'm
I
gonna
would
die
have
in my
so much.
sleep.
I can't.
Yeah.
What if I need to scream or something? Like,
Why do you? Sorry, question. Why do you have mouth tape?
okay,
What is it?
It makes you breathe through your nose. And Greg, he definitely needs a nose job. Like, he is breathing crazy. You can hear him right when you're next to him. He is.
Tell him to go see Dr. Raj Kanodia. He fixed mine.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
So
and he built in like a breathe right strip made out of my own cartilage into my nose.
slay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Amazing.
it forces you to breathe through your nose, which is much healthier to breathe through your nose than your mouth. Also, it reshapes the structure of your face if you breathe through your nose. It strengthens your jaw muscles, apparently.
No way.
Yes. So this has an impact on, okay, I like this example. You know dogs that have a squished in face and they always have,
two Frenchies.
right, and they always have breathing problems.
Wait, are we all Frenchie?
Yeah. Those dogs always have more breathing problems and health problems because they can't breathe through their nose, they breathe through their mouth. You always want to be breathing through the nose. So I guess Greg's goal is to open up his nose with the nose strip and then prevent breathing through the mouth. And it stops snoring, I think. Then he does the eye mask because he's just a diva. So he's basically like dead to the world. Like I couldn't access him if I wanted to. Like even if there was a burglar in the house, I couldn't,
What do you do when it's sexy time though? Do you like rip off?
Definitely not. Sometimes I'm like, why are you putting all that shit on? Like,
Yeah,
that just means he's done,
Yeah.
Your date nights then I guess have to be
Yeah, no mouth tape.
because you're thinking you're looking to a new adventure, aren't you? You're thinking about kids next, right?
I would love to have kids.
Yeah.
I would like to be pregnant right now.
Really?
Yes.
So why not?
Because Greg's got
If you don't
his
mind me
nose
asking,
strip on.
is it the mouth tape?
It's the mouth
and the
tape.
nose
Yeah.
strip and the
Basically, because Greg is extremely focused on the business right now, we're in the middle of like something really, really big.
Fair.
And he feels like he can't think about it.
Is he a Capricorn?
He's, what the hell is he? He's an Aries.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're quite serious.
they're very driven. Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
But we both really want kids and we're hoping by next year.
Oh wow.
I'm sure you'll get there.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I feel like I've learned so much about you and about business in general and about mouth tape and all wonderful.
Check out mouth tape. I mean, maybe we should all be doing it. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
he's on the new wave.
Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I'm probably I'm single right now, so I'm gonna go home and order some mouth tape.
Do it. I
and
mean, more
best of
people
luck
are
to my
doing
next
it.
boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
But some people are into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And my blue glasses.
Yeah.
The blue glasses are key.
Very important. Yes.
I
Do
wonder
you wear
if
those too?
I shouldn't say I went away recently.
Shanina was put away recently.
I went on a retreat. I would say that because we're talking about this later on the podcast, but I had my phone. I didn't have my phone with me. And just, it's so important. And
I didn't
just
know what to do with myself all week because I talked to her all day.
Wait, that you got your phone taken away?
Yeah, my phone was taken away. Obviously,
What was by choice?
By choice.
Yeah, right.
By choice. And, when you go to sleep, you're just with your thoughts. You're like, like, okay. But my sleep just became so much better.
Wow.
Yeah, like crisp. I dreamt more. We were talking about dreams and how much I dream, but like my dreams and just going to sleep and having a full night rest sleep without a phone.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. And
Must have been all that blue light exposure during the day.
it's really bad. So I still have my phone next to the bed because of the baby with the monitor checking in. I still casually do a TikTok before I go to sleep.
She loves a TikTok scroll.
I do love TikTok scroll, but I've just moved into journaling. So last night I went to bed like journaling.
Amazing.
So-
How was that?
It's just my mind is clear.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is really for the mental health space. I think it's healthier, definitely.
You can like brain dump.
Yeah, and you're just not with your thoughts like, oh, what do I got to do tomorrow? Oh, that person might be doing this. Maybe I should try this, or maybe I got to do that. Maybe I'm not good enough because I'm not doing this, and your mind is just not rested.
It's a spiral.
It's a spiral. So yeah, clearer mind. I think with your thoughts and journaling and just laying it to rest.
Okay, so let me recap here. So I have to change all my light bulbs to red bulbs. I have those Philips Hue lights, so I feel like I can start doing that. I've got to wear blue light glasses.
Yeah.
I have to tape my nose open,
Yeah. Well, your nose is fine.
sort of. Wear a night guard, tape my mouth shut,
Yeah, just girly things.
put a silk cap on.
Yeah.
What are we leaving? And then start journaling.
Oh, and we play rain noises.
Oh, I do that too. I actually
Okay,
love
yeah.
that. You know what else I do? I sleep with, and this was at the recommendation of Dr. Canodia, I sleep with a humidifier putting mist right on my face.
Wow, I want to
Every
do
night.
that. I heard
Dialed
that's really
the whole way.
good.
Oh, it's
It
amazing.
is. That's why you have great skin. J-Lo does that.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
you
I'm
want it to
gonna do
like rain
that.
on your face all night.
How do you make that happen?
I put it on 95% and I literally just position I use distilled water and
Yeah.
I position the nozzle so it sprays over my face.
I would
Wow.
be bothered.
It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Like,
Yeah,
I
do
fill
you
up-
feel it?
Yes. And I breathe it in and it's always cool air as well that's like coming out.
You want the
of
room
it.
cold, I forgot to say.
Yes.
We have a cooling mattress, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
Mine's actually ridiculous. And this was the most extravagant, best thing I've ever purchased in my life. Shanina's laughing because she stayed over a bunch. She knows all about my mattress. So I went into Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah.
And when I was shopping for a bed, and I said to them, I've decided I want to splurge on a bed. If you could have any bed in the store, which one would you have? And they said, oh, do you want to see the one behind the curtains? And I said, behind the curtains? Of course I want to see the one behind the curtains. I'm a complete sucker. Take me there. So they took me behind the curtains and they grabbed a remote control and they said, lie down on the bed. And I lay down on the bed and cold air started coming up through the mattress. It has built-in fans. It's custom made. It vibrates. It lifts up and down. It's like a big vibrator that you sleep on.
But is that to wake you up?
No, it's to
be
keep you
cool.
like cool through the night. You can't hear them or anything.
But the vibration?
That's like a massage and it cuts
Oh,
off
okay.
after 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like to
So there's
put
like
you
a
to sleep.
VIP section of Tempur-Pedic, basically.
That's right. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, my issue is I have the baby in the other room, and if I put the AC on, I don't want him to get sick or just a little bit cold. I'm just in my thoughts. So
What do you mean in Norway they put their babies outside in the cold?
I saw that.
But it needs to be a little bit cooler in my house. But I'm just always. I don't think about me all the time. My priority is my son. So.
I get that. Yeah, I would have anxiety too.
So when you have a baby,
Yeah.
worry about someone else instead.
Yeah.
I know. I'm enjoying the like selfish self-care routine now because
Yeah.
I know it's just gonna probably go out the window at some point.
yeah, your sleep. I'm a huge fan of sleep, and I don't know how I'm dealing, with that. With being that Zai, my little one is a big baby, and they say usually like big babies like sleep really well. This boy is full of energy. And and I think it was one night I spoke to you, like Zai was waking up every 2 hours, like 2 hours. And
Yeah.
but it happens, and we learn, and we taught him how to do with sleep training, and he's a really great sleeper anyway now.
You'll look
Bucky's
back
cute.
and be like, we made it.
Yeah, well, his birthday's coming up soon, and it's a celebration for the adults as well. 1-year-old birthdays are not about the baby as well. It's about the adults making it through.
We made
it. 365 days.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, just listening to mums. I have a mum friend, and I just think she's a superwoman. Like, she still shows up at Pilates. Like, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
You look amazing. Like, no, it's seriously incredible.
No, it takes a village. For me, I love my nanny. I didn't get her till I was about 8 months though. It was just a personal option for me. But with work, I think that's when I started to like get back into, work and career and try and travel a little bit. So I needed that extra help. And obviously Dad is very busy with his work. And grandma is there too, but she's working too. Everyone's successful and working, but so we just need the extra care.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do to make everything happen.
100%.
And sleep, I add, like, mums lose sleep all the time, but we feel guilty, like, about having the time to sleep, but it's so important for your mental health.
Right.
When you're feeling your best and having proper sleep when you can, if you have the help, you're much better for the baby as well.
Show up as the best version of you.
Yeah.
100%.
We do get mum guilt. I get mum guilt. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Then I'm awake, and I had like a night off because he went to grandma's, and I still woke up bright-eyed. But I was like, maybe I need to like have more sleep. And I felt guilty even having like a day off. But I was like, no, I need this.
Yep.
I clean my closets, but like I need
that sounds
it.
fun.
Yeah, no, but you need the sleep. Sleep is so important.
It's almost like that instinctual thing that's in our bodies. Like, I need to be awake. I need to take care of the baby.
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely do the rain.
Do the rain. Get a Hatch alarm clock. It's the best.
A Hatch alarm clock. Okay,
Yeah.
so do you sleep with your phone in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to stop doing that though. So what is this Hatch alarm clock?
It's kind of the shape of like a half circle. It's cute. And then you can set it so that it has a sunset feature and a sunrise feature. So it naturally simulates natural light and kind of has like a sunrise effect. I just use it for the rain noise basically, but you can have a whole system where it like dies down at 9:30 and comes back up at 6 or whatever time you get up, and you can adjust it to whatever you like.
So you can adjust it to, say you're a shift worker, you can make it, you can adjust it. Ah,
Totally.
These are
amazing.
great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Chrissy presents.
Yeah, it is.
We should do an episode on that actually, because I feel like we've come up with a lot of different products today that,
I know, right?
could be great stuff.
We got to do a little list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Recommendations.
Well, we can't wait to come on your podcast.
Can't wait. I have so many questions.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot we've covered, but there's a lot we still need to cover.
I want to hear about your wellness routines, your skincare routines, the mum routine, the DJ routine.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of interesting
cocktails,
stuff in there.
The 80-20 of it all. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yay.
we'll definitely bring some wine maybe.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh, should we do that?
We could do an evening recording.
Down, sold,
Dry farm wines.
done.
Yeah, we'll be on our 20, I promise.
Let's do
Woo!
it.
Let's do it.
Mari Llewellyn, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for having me.